everybody, and a very warm welcome to the Patricia Kerins show. And as always, it's a great pleasure to be with you this evening. And this evening, I thought I would talk about de-stressing and giving you my top tips to that, if you like, just sharing what I do when I'm feeling stressed. And, I've been a spiritual teacher and a healer for many, many years now. But, way back in the day, I did work for one of the big banks at quite a senior level. And I've also worked in other corporates, things like that. So I have suffered what I would call tick-tock world stress. And that's the kind of world where you've got one eye on the clock, deadlines to meet, places to be, people to see, and it just seems to be non-stop. To be honest with you, when I look back now, I think, gosh, don't know how I did that. And then coming into being self-employed and running a therapy business, a spiritual teaching business. It's still business. I call it love business. And then we find we're juggling clients, we're juggling events, times, places. And I have actually known quite a number of therapists get really stressed with that as well. Because one of the keys, I feel, to keeping yourself physically fit and calm and able to do everything that you can do is to develop very simple little techniques. And when I run through the 4 top tips I'm going to give you, you're going to say, yeah, it almost seems very obvious. And so it's about choice. We have to say it's about choice. It's also about being in the present moment and not being aware, shall we say, not running around like the proverbial headless chicken and trying to get so many things done. That's another thing. We're all trying to achieve so many things. Some of us are juggling with more than one job, and then we might have a partner or a husband or a wife and family, job, trying to bring forward hobbies. There's a lot. It's just a lot, isn't it? It is. It can be a lot. It can be overwhelming at times. So it's about, for me, it's dead simple. It's about taking time out for you. I do not think humanity actually realizes completely, if you like, the necessity for time just for you, alone, not involving anybody else, but where you can just gather in all your energy, center yourself, and ground yourself and align. Now, my first tip is actually hidden within that little sentence because I'm saying ground yourself. And without doubt, the best way to do that, if you're feeling, I'm stressed, my head's buzzing, can't really focus now, this sitting at this computer is really getting to me, I'm on Facebook all the time, I need to bring myself back to me. Well, the easiest way to really shift your energy is just to get your jacket on, your coat on, open the door and go outside. Now, where we live here is beautiful. We have fields and mountains. We've got sheep here. We've got deer. We've got buzzards. It's absolutely a shamanic idyll, if you like, living here. So I know when I walk out my front door, there are mighty trees in the drive that just beckon to me. And I love just going and walking in amongst their energy, because we have to remember, what are the trees? Well, the trees are the lungs, if you like, of the globe. They're breathing, they're taking in the not so good stuff, and they're putting out oxygen. And that's why when we walk amongst trees, we are refreshing our energy. We're breathing in that pure oxygen that they are emitting. They're giving it out. And we can really soak it in. But, I guess if you're in the middle of town, or, I had a friend who was living in Hong Kong, and she was somewhere up in the sky in a little flat where you couldn't breathe very much. You can't breathe there anyway because the pollution. And it was hard. It was hard for her because she was used to lovely, fresh Scottish air. And she was there for quite a while. So she would take herself out, even if it was amongst all the heaving numbers of people in Hong Kong. Just getting out, shifting your energy, changing, helped her to relax and not walking fast. It didn't need to be some of us are out there power walking because we want to get rid of excess weight or whatever. Not that at all, but actually just strolling and taking time to smell the flowers or look at the flowers or look at the bushes and the trees or whatever's in your way. In Hong Kong, I guess it was just a matter of getting out, not so much to look at other than the concrete. But even if you're in London, if you're in Glasgow, if you're in Edinburgh, wherever you are based in the United Kingdom, certainly, there are beautiful parks, beautiful places you can go. And, for me, just that walking aerates the lungs, brings oxygen into the body, oxygenates every cell. So it's going to perk you up, you'll shift your energy, and you will no doubt come back to the house feeling more relaxed, more refreshed, and a different take on the whole thing. Suddenly, things will have fallen into place a little bit. You'll feel more centered, grounded, because you've really connected with the ground and all of the beautiful nature that Mother Earth has to offer. And that feeds your soul. I'm always telling people to remember that they've got 4 bodies: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So for spiritual, read the soul. And that needs to be fed. And just looking around at things, that's feeding your soul with beauty. And I can hear myself whistling a wee bit. It's just to explain to you, I've got a plate in this week. I had to have a tooth removed. So between that and the implant that is coming my way, I'm doing a good imitation of Whistler's mother here. So you'll just need to bear with me, okay? It can get quite exciting depending on the words I have to use. Anyway, so that would be my first top tip. If you're feeling overwhelmed, too much to do, that to-do list has taken over, then you know what? Down tools. Out you go. Out the front door, jacket on, shoulders back. And that then takes me to my next top tip. And that is breathing and breathing deeply. Now, I've got a few facts and figures for you here, which I'm just going to read out. I've got a wee bit of paper. We breathe, apparently, 25 to 30,000 times a day. That's a lot, yeah? And about only 60% of that would you breathe to maximum capacity. So let's just think about that. We don't go about consciously breathing, really. Most of us are doing it totally unconsciously, and it's just something we do. It's something we have to do. It's not a choice because it's the life force, isn't it? If we don't do it, we're not going to be on the planet. So it's a necessity. And so when you're not giving it conscious awareness or attention, you're only filling your lungs up to about 60%. And when you're doing that, you are not oxygenating the entirety of your body, all the cells in your body. And unfortunately, that means that can actually lead to illness, to a dis-ease in your body, because your body is designed to be used and your lungs want to expand. And so if you just keep all this shallow breathing going on, and sometimes I see people's shoulders going up when they breathe, or if I ask them to take a deep breath, the shoulders go up to the ears and then come down. And that's all wrong. That's breathing from the upper respiratory. We really want to be breathing from our bellies. Not even, I mean, as a singer, I was brought up on the diaphragmic breathing. But we're going deeper than that. We're going into the belly. And so for me, it's about saying, well, okay, Obviously, if we're washing the dishes or cooking a meal or whatever it is we're doing, maybe at that point in time when our concentration, our focus is elsewhere, we may not be breathing consciously. But let me take you back to the first top tip. When you're out walking, then you could be thinking about your breath. You could be taking really deep breaths in and then letting go. And when you remember how powerful you are in control. You can say to your body on every out breath, just relax a little bit more. Just let go a little bit more. It brings you into that place of control. And so every breath affects every cell. And every cell, I believe, has its own heart, its own mind. And when the cells are happy, very happy little bunnies, they harmonize. They tell all the other cells, because they're all connected, how happy they are. And suddenly you're feeling quite euphoric and you're releasing the serotonin in the brain. And you get this lovely feeling of reassurance, of comfort as it flows through the body. The endorphins go nuts and you just relax. So there we go. We're going out for a beautiful walk, and then we're going to really enjoy and deepen the breathing. And then that very neatly brings me to the next aspect, the next top tip. Because, have you ever sat down? I know if I'm out in the garden and, I've maybe been out for a while digging up whatever I'm doing, and you come in and you sit down, you maybe a wee cup of tea in your hands, and you sit down, you go, yeah, that's great. I'm sitting down, I'm comfortable. And you just let all the tension in your body go with that, yeah, on the out breath. Beautiful. We do it instinctively. We all do that. I'll be surprised if there's anybody out there who hasn't done that. And so why not employ that? Why not use that as a technique? Breathing in, filling up from the belly, and out. And allowing the lower jaw to slacken off. How many of us are walking about with really tight jaws? It's almost like you're steeling yourself against the world, waiting on something to happen. So it's about relaxing that lower jaw and allowing that sound just to fall out. So just practice that for a moment. Just practice, just sitting back, feel your sitting bones on your chair or your bed or your couch, wherever you are, and really connect with the sitting bones. They keep you grounded, don't they? Keep you balanced. And then for a moment, just close your eyes and allow all that outer experience just to drift away. That's it. And think about that very breath we were talking about. And from the belly, on the next convenient in-breath, breathing in, let's count 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it at the top. 2, 3, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And breathe. Now, slipped a sneaky one in there, did some counting. I'm aware of that. But if you can do that, do you know what you do? You expand your lungs. And the more breath you'll be able to take on board. So it's a really good thing to do. So look at what we did there. We actually did a breath in to 5. We held it at the top for about 3 heartbeats. When we let the breath out, we did it slightly longer to 7. And that just means you're always giving out that little bit more, always letting go that little bit more, always relaxing just that little bit more. That's right. It's good work. Let's try again, just closing your eyes one more time. And allow those eyelids to feel heavy, because they suddenly will. You're going to let go of all those muscles around your eyes just by giving them attention. Let's just thank them ever so much for all they do. Would you like to think of the number of times they open and close all day? Nobody's ever measured that, I don't think. So thank you. Thank you, eyelids, for protecting my beautiful eyes. Thank you so much. Taking all of your awareness down to the belly, and in a moment, we're going to do the 5, 3, 7 breath. So when you're ready, from the belly, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And return to a normal breath. Open your eyes. How are you feeling? I bet your shoulders have probably gone down about 2 or 3 inches. You'll be feeling more relaxed. You'll have connected more with your chair or your sofa. You'll be feeling much more balanced, grounded, letting go in the present moment, in the divine perfection of this present moment. Not that moment before when we were doing that other thing, and not what you're going to be doing after you've been sitting watching this, but this moment now. And it's such a powerful moment. What you choose to do now is co-creating your future with Source. You know what? I really maintain there is nothing difficult about leading a spiritual life. It really is just about coming back to you, to who you really are. And you are love. And when you remembered that, I was born of love, by love, with love. I am love. And relaxing into that. And then, actually, there's nothing really more of me I need to do. Remember, I'm love. And remember who I am and be authentic in that. Not putting on a face or trying to be something that you're not. And when you're relaxed, it's like a bit of a white flag waving, a wee bit of surrendering. It's saying, yeah, no, I'm not superwoman or superman. I can't whiz around doing everything for everybody else, I need time for me. Hello. And I'm taking time out for me. And I really encourage people to be assertive about that and become your own best friend. Really enjoy your own company. But you know what? Here we go. We've been doing that breathing, just fabulous. But we can add on. You see, here's the next thing. You could do a wee 20-minute thing every day. You could go out for your walk, do your lovely conscious breathing, come back in, sit down, do a bit of breathing, and then add on to that a little bit of sounding. So how about we did that big in-breath from the belly, remember? And we let it out, we did ha. So how about just adding a little sound into that? You don't need to be a singer, a sounder, and anything. You just need to give it a little bit more welly, shall we say, as Billy Connolly would say. So breathing in. Ha. Good work. Just letting that out. Breathing in again. Na. Now, this time you're going to employ and activate the power of your intention. What's that going to do? What you're going to say to yourself is, when I sound on the out breath, I am going to really, truly relax. I'm going to allow my own voice to carry me to a place of relaxation. Let's try. Close your eyes. Breathing in. Na. Breathing in one more time. Na. One more, just to seal that healing in, breathing in. Na. Good work. That's right. How are you feeling? Very mellow, I suspect. I am. And I've got to stay awake to talk to you. So, it does, it works. It's so simple. And if you haven't got time, maybe just to give it that degree of attention, how about humming? Humming, I'll tell you what it does. You really use your lungs more. That's going to bring you up from the normal, unaware 60% job. It lifts your spirits, as all sounding and singing does. What's your favourite song? When you were young, when you were footloose and fancy free, what would you be singing? What would it have been? Something from the musicals, heavy rock, folk music, a song that just means so much to you. Yeah. It's about thinking about that. It's about humming and just going into humming or singing that favourite song, lightening your spirit, shifts your energy. You see, it's all about awareness and noticing what that does for you. It shifts your energy and raises you up. And this is where we all know folk that are feeling depressed and down and low. And these are simple little things we can say, well, you know what? How about we sing a wee song together? Come on, let's do that. Or let's make this lovely sound together. How are you going to feel about that? And it can all start through a song. When I'm doing workshops, I get people to sing, that one, I love you and don't you forget it. It's so easy. I remember all the words. That's very important. I'm not good at words. So you just say, I love you and don't you forget it. I love you and don't you forget it. Now you go on and on for ages singing that. I think you sing it about 7 times. Well, the net result of that is everybody's in hoots of laughter, because I've also said to them to be pretending they're looking in a mirror and talking to themselves. Because we need to love ourselves, don't we? Yeah, it's about remembering to have that compassion for you and to know you're doing absolutely the best you can. Always remember that. I am doing the best I can on this planet right now with all the information I have, with all the wisdom I have. I'm doing my best. And if you're doing your best, what would stop you? Falling in love with you. So that's what it's all about. You've probably heard of the big collective called Abraham. And I've been doing a big webinar this week myself called Love Business, getting people to fall in love with their businesses and bring love into every aspect of it. But Abraham, Esther Hicks, downloaded from them at a conference this week that some of my friends were on. And the message was, fall in love with yourself. And yep, we've got to ditch that old program that gives that a bad press that says, oh, that's being very egotistical and selfish and la, la, la. It's not actually. It's remembering who you really are, a beautiful, magnificent soul that is just love. And you're not trying to be more than anybody. You're not playing bigger than anybody or less than anybody. You're just being you. And it's okay to be you. Give yourself permission to sing that song to yourself tomorrow. We'll be listening. Okay, time is on the wane very quickly. What is the 4th tip? Well, do you know what? If you've done all of that, if you're not totally chilled out by now, you may need to take even further steps. And that would be meditation. Now, I've shared with you, we're going to go out walking. You could do a meditation when you're out walking. What does meditation mean? For me, it really is just about quietening the mind, allowing all those what if thoughts to disappear, all the feary, scary stuff, the must do's, the have to's, the ought to's, and ditching all of that. Just thank you so much for coming in with that information. And now I'm going to choose to really calm my mind. You can treat them like phone calls that you're not going to take. Just say, I'm sorry, I'm busy right now. Can't entertain that thought. Not now. I'm busy. I'm too busy loving and being compassionate for me. So, it's a bit of an extension because we've done the walking. We could meditate while we're walking. However, we could also come back and we could do our deep breathing. We could do our sounding. And then we could just sink down. Now, I don't have time to do that with you today, but we will do it. We'll do it another time. We'll just focus on learning how to meditate. But, doing the breathing deeply, doing the sounding, and then what else? The power of intention to take you into that lovely, relaxed, meditative state where you just quieten the mind, you give it a rest. You don't quite go to sleep, but almost down to that level where everything shuts down and you realize you're just in a beautiful place. And you breathe. And time becomes elastic. I do it every day. I'm a bit of a meditation junkie. I meditate for at least half an hour in the morning. And if I can get away with it, I'll have another one in the afternoon or evening. Just depends on what I'm doing and being. But what I would like you to do, a wee bit of homework, is I know we're all very good at to-do lists, aren't they? To do. We write loads of those. What I would like you to really consider now is to do a to-be list. Very important list, the to-be list. To be or not to be, that is the question. And that was a question posed by William Shakespeare. And I think really we need to answer that by saying, yes, I want to do a bit of being because I'm a human being and it's infinitely preferable to the human doing. I want a nice, peaceful, quiet life. And that is actually what the next time we get together is all about, finding peace within. And I will be taking you to the next level then, and I hope you will join me for that. So there are, just to go over them, the 4 top tips to de-stressing. Number 1, get out in nature, walk in nature. Number 2, breathing deeply, doing the 5-3-7. You can begin there. If you do it for a week or 2, you'll be out at 10, 15, 20. Your lungs will expand. Think about how healthy your body will be. Bringing the sound in and harmonizing, heart harmonizing your entire body, your entire energy field, and locking into the vibrational field of our beautiful universe. And then adding on to that, the last one, the meditation. And I promise you that if you do all of that, either do 1, do 2, do 3, do them all, you are going to be totally de-stressed, calm, peaceful, happy. So there we are. That time always goes so very quickly, doesn't it? I just want to flag up that I'm going to be doing a beautiful workshop in Stoke-on-Trent, May 7th and 8th. That's in England. And we're going to be at the very wonderful Chiron Institute. I think you say Chiron, I'm not 100%, but the beautiful June and John Chapter, who run a lovely sound centre there with their gong baths and all of that. We're going to be there. Please visit my website, www.patriciairiskkerins, for all the events that I'm doing around the UK. We're sold out in Dundee, I'm sorry, but I'm doing webinars. I'm doing all kinds of things, and it would be just so lovely to share some love with you, and some sound, and some breathing, and meditation, and transforming our lives together. That would be wonderful. Thank you so much for looking in tonight, and I'll see you again. Take care.